That was the open of the show. And then we went right into the world title match with Garcia and MJF. And again, I love MJF's work, but this is ridiculous. The guy's not over. He's not going to get over here. If it's a great match that shows what Garcia can do, it's worse. Better for Garcia, better for Garcia's immediate family, worse for the company and the world champion. It was like taking Bret Hart 15 minutes to beat the Brooklyn Brawler in the main event of Raw. And even if I watched this match and talked about it, who would want to listen? Because why would you have this in front of a pay-per-view where MJF has never looked weaker? And it's everything that he can do to finally beat this guy with an armbar. And then he offered the handshake. MJF offering sportsmanlike handshakes and conduct to people. And the Stooges stopped Garcia, who was about to accept, and make him leave the ring. Tell me what you think about all this shit.
All of this shit, that encompasses a lot. Specific to this match, I thought it was an all right match. You know, Garcia, he's at least more athletic looking than a Wheeler Yuta, but he still is, you know, he's in there with MJF, who's in phenomenal shape right now. Wrestling wise, in terms of the stuff he does, it's all right, but he got over because of a dance that he does for 3 seconds at the top of the ramp.
Well, wait a minute. And you say he got over because the dance may be over.
Yeah, people pop for him doing that dance move. I shouldn't even say it's over. There's a part of the audience that pops for that. But then he's with a comedy tag team, because how else do you describe a French-Canadian Fonzie and the other guy who's just acting like he's a coked-out guy with a Chicago accent? I don't know what their act is.
I think he's auditioning for West Side Story.
And again, they don't even have Anna Jay anymore, so it's a complete disappointment. But it was all right, and I think the biggest problem may be that opening segment into this. MJF has a lot of stuff going on, and the stuff that could be really good is the stuff with him and Joe. Even him and Wardlow, if done right, could be intriguing and different and interesting. But it's the other stuff that to me drags him down to a level that he shouldn't be. The Adam Cole stuff, even before Adam got hurt, was going down a real, I don't want to say like a dangerous road. It was going down a bad road of bad comedy and bad segments that were getting cheap pops, and the people there liked it. But at the same time, less people were there, and the pops, you know, it was a law of diminishing returns.
Yes.
They kept going to it. And then Adam got hurt, and it got even worse because of the Roddy Strong stuff. I don't want to see Roddy Strong anymore on my TV at all. So he's then mixed up in all this. And then the Garcia stuff, like I said before, Garcia's all right. But he's been a comedy figure doing bad promos for a while. Remember the bad thing, I'm not a wrestler, I'm a sports entertainer? And then it never really fleshed out what that meant.
But then they're referring to it here for those of you who kept your notes that you made from 6 to 9 months ago.
And you're not going to make him serious in one night. So you took a guy who's a comedy guy, you tried to make him serious by giving him this match. I think MJF, if I had to guess, MJF's probably the most giving of any of the guys there who's been world champion. But maybe it's too much, because it seems like he's all over this show now. Like we said before, instead of getting that one segment, you know he's going to pop a number, because you have to see it. He's sprinkled throughout the show in a watered-down version. This isn't the 1940s Batman comics. This is the 1960s Batman comics. You know, it's a very different animal.
Ooh.
And, you know, hopefully there's the more serious stuff, like Joe and Wardlow.
But here's the thing. If Jay White is his next challenger, then shouldn't Jay White be able to just kick the shit out of MJF pretty easily because it was everything MJF could do to beat Garcia?
And listen, he gave Jay White a victory. We're not even talking about that.
Yes.
Which is very interesting. Jay White pinned him last week. You only do that if you're trying to be the ultimate team player, and I think maybe there's too much of that right now because MJF's the only star they got. Not to say Moxley isn't over with their fans and Danielson's not a top flight guy. No one can stay healthy. No one's around.
And besides that, you just made another valid and good point about he just got beat last week, so it shouldn't take him 15 minutes to beat a prelim guy. Whether they think that Daniel Garcia is a main event guy because they book him in main events is immaterial. It's how people see him. And the only people that see or even know the name Daniel Garcia are the people that are going to buy and or watch everything that AEW does. Sorry.
And one other thing I'll say, the commentary was so bad that even when it's a match that you want to take seriously, and they were trying to make this a serious match. You know, they were trying to make this a different Daniel Garcia than we've seen for a while, but the commentary is so bad.
That's not the first time we've mentioned that, by the way, either about this program, but every time they make an inroad, give Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness a two-man booth, then they muck that whole thing up.
Just give Rick a
where's Ian Riccaboni?
That's what you know what? Just put him and Caprice on fucking Dynamite. Just put them on Dynamite. It would make the product so much better. Just put that team. I don't even know if they're still doing Ring of Honor because I don't even know what Ring of Honor is at this point. Did you see even, not that I'll ever say anything nice about the guy, but even Carrie Silken put out a comment this week. Did you see that?
I did not.
Just about how disappointing it is what's happened to Ring of Honor. What is it right now?
It's in Tony's mind.
It's in Tony's mind.